Hey guys, and welcome to Should I Buy It or Not? Talk 2 edition. Now first up, when you see the talk, you might go, what the hell were they thinking making this? Well, the Talk 2 was developed for trench warfare. Initially, armament was to be placed in the front part of the hull inside sponsons. However, later it was decided not to add the sponsons, but to mount a turret. By 1943, when the Talk 2 was completed and ready for trials, it was already obsolete. Which is sad, because that means that the enemy never got to experience the fear of seeing the Talk 2. And that is the reason why it's so long, guys. Designed to clear trenches, not just mimic a boat. But the length of the tank is really a big disadvantage, like the traverse speed. It is 20, but as you'll see here, it's super slow. The only big advantage you have of being this big is 1400 HP, which is a ton when you know that this Talk has special matchmaking, so you'll get up against tier 6 and 7s maximum. The armor will only bounce on the smallest tanks and guns, which you'll see in the video coming up. But with big disadvantage comes a big advantage, and that is the gun. As you can see, I'm not at a full 100% crew yet, and this gun fires every single 4.37 seconds. It does 150 average damage and has 171 penetration. The accuracy and aim time is pretty decent, and this is just a great gun. Combined with the HP, this tank is a beast. But again, it is a very slow beast. As we can see here, the maximum kilometers an hour is 13 to 14. And going downhill, 16 kilometers an hour. It makes it fun, but also really tough to play this efficiently. It's really tough to like this tank for anything other than the gun and the HP pool. It's super slow, you get to the action very slow. As you can see here up in the northeastern corner in B8, the enemy has already taken up a ton of positions, and our VK is going to get slaughtered in just a second, and so is our KV-1S. There goes the VK-36, and there goes the KV-1S. It's already down to 204 HP, and dead. He was way too fast up there. When we're two of the biggest Talks and tanks in the game, then rushing forward alone is pretty silly. But as we'll see now, the gun is just amazing. Boom, tracks that T1. Did no damage, bounced on the front there, and hitting the track, doing no damage. But right now, I'm just earning a lot of credits right now on the last 3 shots. Maybe not so much, but every single damaging shell, I'm earning a ton of credits, and the enemies are just rolling forward, letting me have all of these credits. And that's just awesome. Most of them aren't even penetrating me. KV-1 there, playing, and KV-1S coming forward here to do some damage. He goes forward and shoots me. T1 shoots me from the back there, or in the back. KV-1S with the smaller gun comes forward, bounces on me, so this armor can bounce. So every enemy rolling forward now. KV-1S being very, well, I don't know, not lucky, just cocky, because he's the only one that can really damage. A KV-1S rolls forward with the top gun. You saw that on the right. He's rolling past me now. He rolled up and fired, didn't do damage. Bounced. But yeah, just making a ton of credits here, saying thanks to the enemies for letting me get all of these credits, because the Talk is a great credits maker. And now for the last thing I want to tell you is that the Talk is a great side scraper. But what is side scraping, you ask? Now, let me show you from the top. Side scraping is when an enemy shoots at your side at such an extreme angle that the shell bounces off, even though you don't have armor enough to survive a shell of that penetration. Best way of side scraping is you go to a building and then put up your angle almost as much as the building is. As you can see here, it's very critical that you don't angle too much. The angle has to be very steep. So let's see here again. I have a few shots on the KV-1S before he has reloaded his gun. Bounce, roll back out until you can see him again. And if he doesn't roll back, then you have him at your mercy. And he can do nothing about that. Roll forward again when you know that he has reloaded. Bounce. Well, you can do this with any tank, but with the TOGII, because of its length, it's very easy to see when you're side-scraping. Well, that's the TOGII for you. It's big, it's slow, it has a great gun, great penetration, and damage is fine as well. But I'll give the rating of fun times tank, because this is a fun tank. If you just go out there and roll around in it, it is fun to have that much HP and be able to kill multiple enemies before they can even get half of your HP down if they're smaller than the KV-1Ss. But it's not a tank that you go out there and play if you really want to have fun, like driving around being fast and killing a lot of kills. You can get a lot of kills if you find enemies alive when you finally arrive at the scene. But for me, that's mostly not the case. But yeah, I enjoy playing it with friends. Platoon up with a few TOGIIs and you'll have plenty of fun.